Welcome to Pet Pals. I'm Bethany Davidson, the Humane Educator here at Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center. Volunteer animal wrangling here for us today is Temmie Benson, as always. And our first guest is Octane, and he is a 2-year-old boxer mix. He's a handsome guy. He came to us because the owner said that they didn't have time for him. So we're gonna do our best to find him an owner that's going to have as much attention as Octane needs. He is Ehrlichia positive, so that's something that needs to be taken into consideration, making sure that you can provide him with his dose of doxycycline and those types of things. You know, it's not just about how handsome a dog is, or you know, if you like their energy level, you have to be able to take on everything, including potential medical issues that they might have. Octane is color-coded orange, which means he's individually average. Based on our experiences here, he's being a little bit goofy right now. He's very friendly. He does know basic things like sit, paw. He easily offers up those things when he's on the search for a treat. He's very gentle with his play with toys. I've had toys in my hand and he's playing with the toy. He never goes toward my hand. He's not biting aggressively. He does seem to really enjoy being outside. He wants to run and play. So just making sure that you have time to give him those opportunities. His previous owner says that he is house trained, but he is not crate trained. And based on our behavior assessment that we've done here, he tested very well. He does keep his kennel clean. He's very friendly when you approach his kennel. He has no no negative reactions to other dogs. He's got very positive body language when he walks past them. He's easy to obtain. He's a little bit difficult to walk in that he can, pull and jump because he's excited. No issues with food aggression. He likes to be petted. So all in all, he's just a great dog. He just needs to find a family who is going to have the right amount of time for him. If you think that you can give Octane all the love and attention that he really deserves, and you can get on the floor and be a little bit goofy with him, then you can stop in and visit with him here at Frederick County Animal Control. We are located at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. Our next guest is affectionately referred to as Zane the Dane. He is a 1-year-old Great Dane mix named Zane. He came to us as a stray. They found him walking down the street and they brought him here to us so that we could either help find his owners and give him an opportunity for them to come forward, or find him another loving home. Since no one claimed him after the 5-day stray period, we've gone ahead and processed him and put him on the adoption floor so that we can find him another loving family. Because he is a Great Dane mix, he is going to be obviously a much larger dog. He's about a year old, so he could fill out a little bit more. Right now he's weighing in at about 76 pounds, so we don't know exactly how much bigger he'll get. But you have to expect, do you have the room for a dog of this size? And the larger breeds, their life expectancy can be a little bit lower than some of the smaller breeds. So, being prepared for, you might not have him for as long as some of the other breeds. We have suggested that he go to a home with older children, 13 and up, or an adult-only home, because he can be a little bit cautious. We don't want to startle him or anything like that. He has shown us that he can be nervous at times, and he can be shy and take some coaxing. He lags behind the handler. He's very comfortable with Tammy, as you can see. So he's not showing those things with her, but with a stranger, those could be possibilities. And we don't want to put him in a home, as we've discussed many times on the show, where he's going to feel constantly anxious and things like that, and maybe have a reaction out of fear that might be not something that we're looking for. But once he's comfortable, he's very friendly. He has no reaction to other dogs. He likes to be petted and cuddle. He thinks that he's a lap dog, so I hope whoever were to take Zane home has a very large bed and a very large couch because he's going to be taking up most of the space on that. Because he is a year old, he will be adopted not for our puppy adoption fee of $150, but for the standard adult dog fee, which is $92.50. As you can see, in addition to being a cuddly goofball, he also has a nose for treats and can key in on those. And he also seems to enjoy cat toys. So if you want to make this lovable goofball part of your family, stop in and visit with Zane. We are open to the public Monday through Saturday. Okay. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, buddy. Oh, okay. Our next handsome guest is Brad Pitty. He is a 1-year-old pit bull mix. He's got that nice brindle color. You can notice like there's some thinning of his hair. He does currently have a skin infection, so he's been treated for that. And he's also getting some Benadryl to help with the itching and stuff like that. Hopefully that will resolve itself soon, and he will be, back to his normal, fully handsome self. His ears were dirty when he came in. We cleaned those. He's a little skinny. He could use a few pounds. He did come to us as a stray. So you want to make sure that you're consulting your vet if you were to make Brad Pitty here part of your family. Excuse me, and getting him on the right diet for him just to make sure that he gets at that perfect weight according to your vet. As he came in as a stray, we didn't initially have much information, but more information has been coming in from people who know the dog. So hopefully, as time goes by, we'll have more information to provide to potential adopters about this animal. Apparently, he has not been great about keeping his run clean. So if you're to take him home and make him part of your family, you want to make sure that you are putting in the effort to house train him. Even a dog that we know is behaving as if they're house trained here, you want to definitely do a refresher course once you get into your home, because their routines are changing, and here they are allowed to go in the kennel if they have to, because there's not someone always available to take them out when they need to go. He's very friendly, he's excited, he can be a little bit jumpy. He tries to initiate play with other dogs unless they are reacting negatively towards him. He's easy to obtain. He can be a little difficult to walk, pulling and jumping, just a typical excited pit bull. A little bit of training can definitely fix that fairly easy. No issues with food aggression. He likes to be petted. All in all, he has a lot of potential. And we're hoping that we can find someone who is going to want to make him part of their family here. As an adult dog, his adoption fee would be $92.50. Time for one of the girls. This is Naomi, and she is a 1-year-old lab mix. We again have asked that she go to a family with children over the age of 13 and up, or an adult-only home. Naomi is very, very shy, and we have her color-coded as a purple dog. So we want to make sure that people are very understanding of that fact. She's very cautious, very hesitant. We want to make sure that she's going to an environment where kids are not going to be necessarily jumping all over her and screaming at her and things like that. When you approach her kennel, she, again, very cautious. She has that body language, the tail's tucked between her legs, her head is down. She backs up into the corner. She has no reaction to other dogs. She's fearful when you're trying to leash her up. She nervously walks behind people. So you want to make sure that you're really very patient if you're looking to take her home. It's not going to be one of those dogs where she immediately warms up and she's, right there cuddling with the family on the couch. It might take her a little bit longer. She needs somebody who's not going to force themselves on her, but be willing to go at a pace that she feels is safe and adequate for her. They weren't able to test her for food aggression and guarding because she wasn't interested. And when they're really scared, that's something that frequently comes up. When she trusts you, she loves to be petted and to be touched. But when it's a stranger that she's not comfortable with, She tenses up, she looks very uncomfortable, she tries to get away. She is house trained and she behaves as such here, but again, you want to make sure that you are making sure that you're retraining her. Like, she's keeping her kennel clean. We have no indication to say that she's not house trained. However, her owners say that she is not. They said that they surrendered her because she continually jumped the fence. She lived with several other dogs. It looks like 4 other dogs. And that she's very playful, energetic, but that she is definitely jumping over the fence there. I'm not sure what size that fence is. And then it also says that she's afraid of loud noises like fireworks and gunshots and things like that. So if you have the patience and you meet the requirements, you can stop in and visit with Naomi. She is very sweet, but she's just going to take some time to build a rapport with a new family. She will be adopted again for that adult dog fee of $92.50, and you can visit her here at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. Our last canine guest is Harriet, and she is another dog that came to us as a stray. She's about a year old. We have her listed as a hound mix. She's got a beautiful black and white spotted coat. She is color-coded green because she is a relatively high-energy dog, and she is quite strong and very opinionated about where she wants to go this morning. She too keeps her kennel bedding clean. She's friendly when you approach the kennel, but she seems to be a bit of a trash talker with the other dogs in the kennel. She reacts negatively when she walks by them. She barks, hard barks, bares her teeth a little bit. So this brings us to what do you want to do if you meet Harriet and you want to take her home, but you have another dog? We encourage everyone who has an existing dog who is interested in adopting excuse me, one of our dogs to bring your dog in and have them meet with ours. It's not going to be a 100% indicator of how they might be in the home together, but it will give you an idea of whether or not it's something that's definitely not going to work and is going to be unsafe for all the animals, or if it's something that with a little bit of commitment and patience, they can eventually learn to easily coexist and maybe even be friends. So that's definitely something that we would recommend for all dogs, but especially if you have a dog that, like Harriet, who is a bit of a trash talker, if you will. She's difficult to walk because she pulls and she jumps. She's a relatively young dog, so with a little bit of training, hopefully you can get her to walk politely on a leash. She is very treat motivated, so it's something that can be done with relative ease if you're committed to the ongoing training process. She doesn't really have any serious issues with food aggression. She willingly lets go of objects, and she really enjoys being petted. So she's going to make someone a wonderful dog. But again, as we've seen with a lot of the dogs, they have amazing potential and they're at really good starting points, but they just need a little help to become good canine citizens to finish up their training process. If you're interested in Harriet, you can stop in and visit with her here at the shelter. If you want to figure out whether or not she's still available before making the trip here, you can always give us a call and ask about her. Our main office number is 301-600-1546. That's wrapping it up for our dog portion of the show. If you're more feline friendly, stay tuned after the break and we'll introduce you to 5 of the cats that are adoptable here at Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center.
The Frederick County Department of Aging is proud to announce a new initiative that is designed to streamline the application process for several benefit programs that assist older adults and persons with disabilities. This information and assistance event is a partnership of the Frederick County Department of Aging, the Maryland Food Bank, and the Frederick County Department of Social Services. One day per month at each of the county's senior centers, the Department of Aging will host representatives to assist with the Supplemental Nutritional Assistance Program application, formerly known as food stamps, and the Energy Assistance application. Also on hand will be the Senior Health Insurance Program Coordinator, who will answer Medicare questions and screen for Medicare subsidy programs. These events will begin at 10 a.m. and take place at the Frederick, Urbana, Emmitsburg, and Brunswick Senior Centers. Appointments are encouraged, walk-ins are welcome. For more information, to make an appointment, or in case of inclement weather, please call the Frederick County Department of Aging at 301-600-3520.
Welcome back. Now is the moment in the show all the cat lovers have been waiting for. We have our first cat guest. This is Omega, and he is 2 to 3 years old, and he came to us as a stray. So we don't know much about him other than the fact that he's neutered, he's gray, he's a domestic short hair, and he's 2 to 3 years old. He's new to the adoption floor, so we're still figuring out things about his personality, things that are evident right away. He's definitely been someone's pet. He's very confident, he's very relaxed, he's very social. He kind of sits in the front of his cage. He's easy to purr. I picked him up to put him in the carrier. He didn't really fight me on it. I picked him out of the carrier, put him on Tammy's lap. He kind of walked around a little bit, scoped out the situation, then sat down, started purring. He's enjoying being petted. He's got super soft fur in addition to just being incredibly handsome. As the volunteers start figuring out more information about him, they typically will go on our Facebook page under the profile pictures for the animals and then start writing their comments. So that's a good way to keep updated if you're on the hunt for a new family member and you're not sure what you're looking for. Those comments can kind of help you decide, is this one a lap cat? Is this one more playful? Does this one have a bit of sass? Is this one shy? So that you can figure out if they are going to be a good fit for your family, and if you want to add them to your list of animals you're considering. Or it can help you kind of break up a tie if you're kind of caught in between, this one or that one. Omega is color-coded orange, so he's individually average. He does pretty much what he wants when he wants, but he's fairly easygoing, easy to handle. He doesn't have that same crazy high energy level that some of the other cats have. No real sass or anything that we've seen. So he's just a really nice, calm, easygoing based on the information that we have so far. But once they get into a home environment where it's less stressful, he might be much more active. We're not exactly sure how any of the animals will behave once they get into their new loving forever home. If you want to take a chance and make Omega part of your family, you want to stop in and visit with him. That's the first step towards filling out that application and making him part of your home and family. If you're interested, stop in at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. Our next guest is Yasmin, and she is a domestic longhair. So she is a beautiful, beautiful cat. But when you're getting a cat that has fur as long as hers, you need to make sure that you are going to be committed to brushing them on a regular basis. Cats like these, any medium hair, long hair, they're going to be more prone to getting mats and getting things tangled in there. And those mats can develop into very painful things for the cats. It can pull on their skin, it can leave scars actually. So you want to make sure that you're keeping them nice and well groomed so that they don't have to suffer through that. If they get too matted, then they have to be shaved off. So you just really have to be committed to that type of maintenance on a pet like this. She came to us as a stray. It's hard to imagine a beautiful cat like this running outside, but now she's here and we're hoping that we can find her a loving family. She is quite a small cat, so she's weighing in at 10 pounds, but because of her shorter, smaller frame, we have her listed as slightly overweight, something that if you were to adopt her, talk to your vet about the weight that she should be at and how to get her on a healthy diet plan. so that she is going to live a nice, long, healthy life. Right now, she's only 2 to 3 years old, so she has a lot of life ahead of her. And she's just hasn't been, you know, an obnoxious cat on the adoption floor. She just kind of hangs out very regally, waiting for people to come visit her, which is, you know, what everyone should be doing. If you want to visit with Yasmin and make her part of your home, stop in and visit with her. We're open to the public Monday through Saturday, and as is the case with all of the cats that are over the age of 8 months old, she will be going home if you were to adopt her during the month of October for a fee of just $15.50. So all of our cats 8 months old and older are going to be adopted for a fee of $15.50 and through October 31st. Next, we have 2 kittens for you guys. These girls are Mara here on my lap and then Petra over there with Tammy. They are about 5 months old now. They've been here for about a month and no one's really shown an interest in them, so I've decided to put them on the show today in hopes that maybe someone watching would want to make one or both of these girls part of their family. Because they are under the age of 8 months, they're going to be going home for our traditional adoption fee for our felines, which is $97.50. That covers all of spaying and neutering, that covers rabies vaccine, county license, distemper vaccine, dewormer, flea and tick preventative, and making sure that they are both microchipped. Because even though you know, they're going through bits of calm and bits of trying to escape here today, we want to make sure that they're safe if they do try to escape from your house, and that you can easily get them back home by having those microchips taken care of. These girls are very active in their cages. They go through like the typical kitten where they play hard and then they sleep hard. They're very confident in their cage. They were much more timid once we brought them out here away from their comfort zone, and that's something that adopters need to really think about. When you take them home, you're going home, but they're just going to another strange place with people that they're not really very familiar with. So it is going to be an adjustment period for them. It's not going to be instantly comfortable, because to them, when they've been living here for a long time, this is their home. This is where they feel comfortable and safe, and we are their family. So just being patient with all of the animals that you would adopt, from whether it's our shelter or another shelter or rescue, just because they're adjusting and learning to be part of your family. These girls are very sweet. They are kind of settling in. They definitely have a curious side, trying to climb the chairs a little bit. So when you're taking kittens home, another thing is that it's going to be up to you to properly train them and show them the boundaries and the behaviors that you want from them. So working with them, making sure that they aren't scratching furniture, climbing curtains, the back of your couch, you know, jumping on countertops and things like that. And those are all things that we can talk to you about during our adoption interview process. If you are interested in taking one or both of these girls home, the first step is going to be to visit with them here at 1832 Rosemont Avenue. If you decided that both kittens would be the best fit for your home, then you get an additional $20 reduction in your adoption fee for taking 2 pets home with you. This is Sue, and she's definitely making her presence known, letting us know that she wasn't super happy to be woken up from her comfy cat nap and brought out here to a strange place. Sue is about a year old. She's a beautiful brown tabby. She's very, very sweet, perfectly happy being cuddled and held, and she is also one of our moms. She has just come back from foster care, where her kittens are still living until they are the appropriate size and weight to come back to the shelter to be adopted. But Sue is kind of here first, establishing the way. I'm sure that she's happy to get a break from her 4 kittens, and look for a loving home of her own. Everyone has told me how sweet she is, but she is a bit of a talker. She definitely does not like the cat carrier. She goes in there pretty easy, but once she's in there, she lets you know all about her displeasure at being there. She was surrendered to us. They had her, you know, for most of her life. Apparently, they did not give a reason for why they were surrendering her. They said that she's lived with other cats, which is true. I believe, based on the handwriting here, that she did come in with several other cats that are on our adoption floor, some older kittens, quite possibly her kittens. And then it says she claws furniture, which most cats do if you don't provide them with things that they can scratch on that are suitable for that. They're going to find something to scratch on. It says she likes to play with toy mice. So she's just your average well-rounded cat who likes to do things when she wants to do them, which is what we've done here when we color-coded her orange. We're letting you know that she's individually average. It just depends on her mood. In her cage, she's much quieter than she's being right now. She's just hanging out. She approaches when you're kind of standing there looking at her. She comes and greets you, but not necessarily reaching out all the time, pulling you in like some of the other cats on the adoption floor. If you are interested in giving this new mom a loving home, then you can stop in and visit her here at Frederick County Animal Control and Pet Adoption Center. If you want to make a call to see if she's still available before you drive in, you can call us at 301-600-1546. Our last guest today is Jacob, and I did check the paperwork, and he and Newt did come in with Sue. They were about 6 months when they came in. She was about a year, so it's possible that they could be her children, her sons, and in addition to the litter of kittens that are still in foster care. These guys definitely have the same vocalizations as their mom. They are talkers too. Newt was on the show, I believe, last week. They are very, very sweet, all three of them. Jacob is very active. He hasn't been feeling great. He's still recovering from his upper respiratory infection, but he constantly asks for attention. He reaches out. If you're interacting with any of the cats in the cages around him, he's like, no, don't play with them, play with me instead. He's very active. When I took him out of his cage today, I picked him up, he cuddled right up to me and started purring. That's something that he and Newt both do. You take them out of the cage, you pick them up, and they just instantly stop crying, right into a purr, so happy and content to be given love and affection. They are very active boys. However, when you put them in new situations, they're kind of a little uneasy, which is understandable, but I don't think that it would last for very long once they're in a loving home environment. These guys, none of these animals are set up so that you have to adopt them together, but if you're looking for animals that are familiar with one another and you want to adopt two, it always makes it a little bit easier if you're taking home a pair that already know each other. So Sue, Jacob, Newt, they all are familiar with one another. They've all lived together at some point in time because they came from the same home. You do get a $20 reduction in your adoption fee if you take home more than one animal. Jacob is, as I said, recovering from that upper respiratory infection. He's about to show off his very playful side. He's just, an average older kitten. He came in late August as a 6 to 7 month old cat. So now that he's been here over a month, he's now 7 to 8 months old. We always go with the higher age, so he and Newt both would qualify for that $15.50 promotional fee that will be good until the end of October. If you want to visit, our address is 1832 Rosemont Avenue, and our hours for visiting are Monday, Tuesday, and Friday from 10 to 5, Wednesday and Thursday from 12 to 8, and Saturdays from 10 to 4. As you can see, Jacob is eager to get out of here, so stop in and maybe he'll be going home with you soon.